feeling a musing coming on, but I'm not quite sure yet how to start. I have experienced several shifts in my perspective over the last 5 years. Going, of course, from my initial Christian perspective of seeing this physical life as a curse, that everything down here is dark and wicked and evil. And of course, my psyche, my amygdala, doesn't want to live in a dark, wicked, ugly world. So I was constantly looking for the confirmation bias of the rapture, of God lifting me out of here, out of this hell, right? And then I had a great awakening. I had an upside down shuffle where everything in my psyche got tumbled. And I realized that my reality was matching my internal mindset, my judgment. Because I judged by outward appearance, I developed the world view of negativity, or I was already negative and I projected a world view of negativity. I don't know which came first. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg. But it was a hellish spin cycle of negativity. And after this great awakening of having myself tumbled upside down psychologically and rooting out my shadows and rooting out all of the negative beliefs, everything that was affecting me and my thinking in a negative way, I got rid of it. And that included my traditional fundamental belief in God, because everything about that God was negative. It held me as a person down. It suppressed me. I was required to deny everything about myself, because I even projected that wickedness and that darkness onto my own being. So I'm such a wicked, dark person that I'm undeserving of anything good. So this twisted Christian thinking and this twisted Christian God nearly destroyed me. So whatever destroys my human being and my mental state of health had to go. And I got rid of all of it. Not only religion, but also the God on which religion was built. The God of good and evil. Thou shalt not, and thou shalt this, blah, blah, blah. Gone. That gave me room to embrace myself. It gave me room to change my worldview and my outlook, my perception. And that is when I began to be able to see beauty. How this world is actually a beautiful place. And it says creation suffers because of our personal ignorance, because of the perceptions that we hold about ourselves and this physical life. My perception changed 180%, flipped. I see beauty here. I see beauty in myself. I can see beauty outside of myself. And I have surrendered to this way of being, because there is nowhere to go. Whereas as a Christian, I hated my present now moment. I hated this life. And I was always plagued either by the past, by past memory, or by future tripping, future hoping that someday, one day, when Jesus comes back, things are going to get better. At the time, I didn't realize that I was the one in charge of making my life better. It was up to me, right? But of course, in such a negative worldview that I was holding, I couldn't create anything better. It wasn't until the Great Awakening to myself, to this being that I am that I am in the present now. I guess I shifted into my right brain hemisphere, which is the cluster in the brain that is all about the present now, whereas the left brain is all about the past and the future. So that'll tell you where your mind is, where your thinking goes. It tells you which part of the brain you are using more. So yeah, I have surrendered to the right brain. I have surrendered to the now moment, and understanding that it is that I am the creator of my now, of my presence. I can choose to be miserable and to see the entire world as miserable and project my misery on other people by being grumpy and defensive with them and get into conflict with them because of my own internal unhappiness, and project that on everyone else. That's like shitting on everyone else, right? With diarrhea. No, you are responsible for your own unhappy state. Check into your world view. What is your overall view of yourself and the world around you? It's your projectile. It's what you project that creates your environment. It may be time to change it into something positive, right? How can you make your own life more happy, more blissful, so that what you emanate is going to be positive for the world around you? You see, you are like a pebble in a pond. What is vibrating inside of you is going to ripple out of you and affect the immediate sphere that you inhabit. So, yes, I am now very much now centered, surrendered to the now moment, and I try to make the happiest, the best moment of the time that I have now. I'm not wishing for a rapture. I'm not hoping to be raptured out of here, because now my life is no longer that hell that I was experiencing as a Christian, right? Misery breeds misery. Misery multiplies and will create your own hell. So change the misery program for a bliss program, right? Change your thinking, change your outlook, and look at the beliefs, the doctrines that you might hold that generate the negativity, right? I'm sure there are biblical doctrines that have you thinking the wrong way.